beautiful selection of cards. This is pile number 1. What is the universe trying to communicate to me at this time? I feel like you've been recently, in the past few years, probably since the pandemic, in a deep state of inner reflection. And I feel that you've been probably attending therapy, maybe doing inner work, just tending to the broken pieces of yourself in order to liberate yourself. That's the goal. You want to be more free in life. You don't want to be chained down by fear so much. In the background, as I was shuffling, I did keep hearing Texas, so I do wonder if someone is watching from Texas, if that resonates, or you've been wanting to travel to Texas, or the rocks in the background do remind me of Sedona as well in the USA, so there might be a connection there. But yeah, butterflies are a beautiful symbol of the free spirit and wanting freedom and having the choice to fly away when you can. So you might be meditating on a move somewhere. You might be thinking about moving, a change of location. But I do heavily feel that you want just liberation in general from the past. You don't want to be caught up in this darkness anymore. You don't want to be looking into it. You want that to be alchemized, and you want to be released from that. You want the transformation that comes from doing the inner work. And I felt slowly, as you nurture your connection to spirit, that will be a certified yep. So more freedom on the horizon. That's really beautiful. Also, in the corner there, I feel it's a sunset. So I feel like this represents the ending of cycles as well. So you're closing a lot of cycles out by doing this. You're closing a lot of what if questions as well, and like, what if I did that? What if I chose that path? What happened there? Everything based in fear and overthinking. You're really putting an end to that and letting the dead be dead. Yeah, we smoothly move on to the next card, which again is all 3 cards actually are. Do you know, it's quite funny when this happens. It's I think it's denoting like your higher self. It's representing the higher self, the connection to your higher self. Isn't that beautiful? So in this card, I see with more holding your center, so keeping your shit together, really keeping calm and cool while these life transitions happen. It may seem turbulent on the outside, but if you hold your center in the middle of the storm, it can clear a lot of way from your lifetime. Past, present, future. Okay, and you're surrounded by flowers, so I think you are starting to realize the abundance and have gratitude for all the good things around you. You're looking at the flowers, even in the concrete as you walk by. You're noticing little bits of life everywhere. You're finding beauty in like the mundane things, and I think that's a really beautiful step to greater freedom in the world and greater views of the world. And you know, it's the whole thing of attitude, finding, you know, the attitude of gratitude, finding gratefulness in the little things, and that can really help you and your mindset focus on the larger picture and having gratitude for bigger life changes as they come in. Sorry. So I see the dove here as well, which represents peace. So in this time of appreciation, you're also finding more inner peace, right? So start from here. It's the natural progression that you've gone to here from being freed from these certain mindsets, traumas, these limiting behaviors even that you're conquering, that you're actively working on. Yeah, it's beautiful to see you calm and content, also wearing quite pastel-y colours, which represents innocence and youth. So you're finding the childlike things in life speaking to you more. So it could be working with your inner child, or having a real appreciation for what you really used to do when you were younger and coming home to that. Pastel colours do represent that. And yeah, again, I say this is a representation of more freedom in your life. So that's really beautiful. And enlightenment of the heart center. So opening the heart, having faith, having your arms wide open to the universe and saying, show me how good it can get. I know it can get really good for me. Show me. and just walking in faith and having gratitude each day and staying cool, calm and collected. Probably meditating more as well. Small piece there. So follow the peace, keep your heart open and find beauty in the everyday little things. Whether it's going for a walk, whether that's having a really nice coffee, whether that's having a really funny conversation with a friend. Find gratitude in the small things, because they all add up to our day and to our life ultimately. Okay. Ho ho ho. And from this card, trust the plan. So from the work of doing this progression, you're really flowing with life and noticing, the waves will crash, the rivers will flow. But at the end of the day, if we're fluid, all is well. And might be, I think, maybe looking into like courses or trying different routes of meditation, whether it's like Kundalini yoga as well, because there's a lot of white here represented that. I think from this you will open your third eye a bit more. You're going to be going through a period soon of psychic abilities are going to start to kick in for you and really work in your favour in directing life towards the path you really desire, but also having that awareness within yourself and confidence in your abilities. So I think this is like an accumulation, if you will, of all the work you've done thus far, and you're opening up wider and wider, exploring the possibilities of the spiritual realm and harnessing that for your physical life path, and that's beautiful. And yeah, I think it's just noticing the seasons change, the weather changes, but if we're calm and collected, we can move through it. We can move through it. The colours are changing, the weather is changing, storms, crashing of the waves, sun. But all through it, if you hold your centre and trust the plan, all is well. It's going to come to you. So thank you so much for coming to this reading, and I wish you the best for the future. Carry on. It seems like you're really nurturing your connection to spirit, and that's going to really pay off. So have a blessed day. Thank you. Hello, pile 2. Okay, and the question is, what is my higher self trying to communicate to me at this time? Okay. So I feel recently you've been in a period of reflection, deep reflection, and you're really starting to narrow down what matters to you and choosing to prioritise yourself and self-care. You may have had a long line of trying to impress people, trying to keep up with social plans, burning the candle at both ends, but you realise that really at the moment all you want to do is just go home, snuggle up, have the bath, do things that make you happy and relaxed, and you feel you perform best when you're relaxed. Like most of us, to be honest, if we are relaxed and we approach things with a calm nervous system, the job gets done better, and all is well. Yeah, so I find even in nighttime routines, I'm picking up here, there's something to do with changing up your nighttime routine, and it's really starting to make you feel good, and you're noticing it's having a real knock-on effect on your days, your overall well-being, yes, but also how you spend your days. So it matters in the routine. It all accumulates as to how good we feel, how well we can go about getting stuff done that we want to get done and what truly matters to us. I feel this is quite specific, but I feel someone in this pile is actually really rooting and searching and praying for a career change. I feel you've been in quite a corporate driven environment for quite some time, and you've really started to explore yourself through yoga and meditation, and it's opening up different possibilities to you. You may have recently even gone through a spiritual awakening, and you're starting to see life in a different lens, and you really want to prioritise well-being and actually help society and even the corporate world look towards wellness and look towards nurturing ourselves and not grinding ourselves into the ground. That's really matters to you at the moment. You feel quite passionate about that, and that's really lovely. And I look forward to seeing in the cards how that may come about. Yeah, you might actually start even taking like corporate, like meditation classes for corporate environments or companies, and just from your own experience too, of knowing how much you would have loved that support when you were in that environment, or even now you're starting to notice how important it is, and you want to share that with others, which I think is really beautiful. And I think that matters in the community sense, of looking out for each other. And yeah, I think just protecting ourselves and wanting ourselves and each other to be at our best. We all deserve to be at our best, and to look out for each other. So that's really beautiful and thoughtful thought form that you have, and direction you want to go in. So I think it's really lovely. So yeah, from this card I see like maybe a change of careers, prioritising rest has opened up new doors, new possibilities, new ideas, and I think it's really amazing. I think it can change a lot of people around you. And yeah, I think you're yet to really tap into that and to realise and see it, but the ideas are brewing there, and I think follow your heart and follow what you feel is right. Okay, number 2, transformation. Yeah, I see that straight away. I'm noticing the colours blue and white, which obviously can represent the throat chakra and the solar plexus. So yeah, finding your voice a bit more, speaking up about what matters to you more lately, which is great, and expressing yourself. The solar plexus is the chakra which dominates your expression, your will, your confidence and self-esteem. So I find, yeah, the more you start walking in the voice and voicing your opinions about, said, meditation programs and prioritizing wellness and emotional intelligence in the workspace, it's going to really light a fire within you that's going to help you express more and more and be more confident in what you're saying is true to you and can help others. And from this I see a beautiful flower there, and this rose, I think you're going to form a very important, significant friendship during this time, whether you meet on networking, maybe on Instagram, maybe online, but maybe at a yoga class, but a friendship's going to be formed that's going to help you realize this vision that you have. It's going to help you. I don't know if it's sort of a business partner, or someone who's really going to motivate you to spread this idea and spread this message about wellness in your corporate environment, or the environment that you were previously in. Yeah. Right, okay, so fulfillment. So straight away I heard the phrase, the fruits of our labour. So surely if you put in the work, it's going to come to a wholeness, and it's going to be peachy, it's going to be fine, it's going to be really juicy. I think that's just like a wild confirmation that, yeah, lots can grow from this, but not just like a little bit, like a really big juicy fruit, and like lots can grow from it. The full moon is powerful for manifesting and doing rituals as well. So if that is that something you're into, in the background, that can really be helping you while you uproot this, while you bring this to life. So working with the moon cycle, in terms of bringing this vision to life, it may really help you. It may just give you an extra spark, an extra drive, and it's great, something to focus on. Again, going back to rituals, this might be a cool like nighttime thing that you do and you go to, journaling, releasing, burning of bay leaves, or whatever you feel drawn to, whatever you may, after this video, want to research full moon practices or moon manifestation tips. But yeah, I find this can give you an extra push. I mean, you were going in the right direction anyway, but why not, if you're feeling drawn to it, work with the moon. And also I see horses down at the bottom of this card. To me, that represents freedom. So for here, I think this is going to give you a lot more freedom. So maybe if you have been chained to a corporate 9-to-5 job, going this path, it's going to fulfill you emotionally and spiritually, and it's also going to gift you with more freedom, so more time to explore what really matters to you. I think that's what we established in the first card. That's what you've been really wanting to call in. That's what you've really been called to focus on. And yeah, I think that's just like a nice confirmation that you can be as free as a wild horse, and juicy stuff can grow from this. So keep going. And that's really lovely to tune into. And yeah, I think it's amazing. Like, I'm grateful for your work, and so many other people will be. So that's really beautiful. And yeah, if that really resonates, I'd love to hear you say in the comments that this is the direction you're going in. Yeah, thank you. Have a blessed day. Hello to all that chose pile 3. And this is what does my higher self want to communicate to me at this time. And straight away, I would like to just acknowledge the colours here. So there's a lot of purple and there's a lot of orange that's coming from these cards, and that represents the crown chakra and the sacral chakra. So I feel like those need to be worked with at this time and tended to. So whether you go into meditation, book a Reiki session, research tips and tricks on the internet to help rebalance these chakras and harness the power of them and to get them in balance, because I think that will really help you. Okay, now for the reading. So I feel like you've been quite reluctant in the past to accept help, and you found it hard to accept help from others because of deep-rooted trust issues. I feel even in like friendship groups, or even in the childhood home perhaps, things were never as what they seemed, and if you asked a question you'd never get a clear answer, or you were quite susceptible due to your open loving nature of being led on a bit, and maybe even naivety in the past, but it actually got you down for many years, and it actually made you feel quite a lot of darkness about people and reaching out to people and wanting to collaborate with people and trusting that people will stand by their word and stay clear to their word. Like you actually treat others. You're very open soul, open hearted. That expression, give anyone the shirt off your back. You're very giving, and I think you've been quite angry and you've been quite saddened when that is not reciprocated. So there's a real balance of over-giving and not allowing yourself to receive. So when someone wants to gift you something, like the universe, I feel in recent times, or in the past even, I've had quite a pessimistic view of it, like, oh really, this is kind of too good to be true, or this is, what's going to go wrong? I'm going to be betrayed, I'm going to be backstabbed, something's going to derail this dream, derail this vision, derail this path I wanted to go down. But also, I think your higher self wants to remind you, even in these dark times, you are surrounded by light, and there is help available to you. There's, in the present moment now, there is so many people wanting to help you, so many people wanting to come into your life to help you, and I think it just requires you, as hard as it may feel at this time, to trust a little more, to give people a chance. And I know you've been hurt before, and that's very hard, but you never know. You never know. If you open your heart, there is a possibility, yes, it may be hurt again, but you don't want to block it out from the most beautiful love, the most beautiful opportunity. So, yeah, that's what I want to say about that. You never know. Okay. Yeah, I see you going through a deep state of meditation, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you'd have to sit down every morning or every night and silence the mind and quiet yourself. Meditation can come in many forms. People are drawn to cooking, exercising, going on walks. Just anything that helps us be mindful about life and mindful of our thoughts, and as they come and go, mindful of the narrative and the stories we tell ourselves, and to be aware that we are just walking through life. I think that's the lovely thing about meditations. In the present moment, all is well, we're just walking through life, and good stuff happens, bad stuff happens, but we continue to walk. Okay, so yeah, I find from doing this and really wanting to sort of heighten your awareness, whether you're actively working on it or just like passively, it's just happening for you. The third eye is becoming more open, and you're actually receiving more, say, downloads and more ideas from the spirit realm, from people that want to help you, the light that wants to remind you about the goodness of life again, remind you about the goodness of people, the sacredness of community, that not everyone's going to hurt you. I think from this heightened awareness that you find yourself journeying through, it's going to bring you back to your child state, your inner child state, and that's beautiful. It may be being drawn to do things that you really enjoyed as a child, before these trust issues arose, before your mind and your heart even became so clouded from betrayal and clouded from the weight of life, the heaviness of life, the grief, the jealousy, the envy, all these sort of heavy, dense emotions and projections that we can absorb if we're quite sensitive. So I think nurturing your child, your inner child, will bring a spring in your step again. The music of life will be beautiful, beautiful harmonies, beautiful rhythms, and more freedom. And the rainbow to me represents strong spiritual connection, and the butterflies do signal transformation. So I think transformation and growth and direction to a more positive direction will come from being more in touch with your inner child. So doing more childish things, or not childish things, but more childlike things. I mean, even if you have to go and get some chalk and draw on the pavement, or paint, or use Play-Doh, anything. It could be anything from sort of infantile ages to your teenagers, your early teens, something that you really like to do as a child, skipping, running, anything that's calling you. I think that will really help to remind you about the lightness of life, about the light side of life, that it's not all doom and gloom. So I feel like, you're really transitioning out of this sort of deep, closed phase and mistrust, really, through no fault of your own, just through bad treatment. And we get this when we're sensitive and we're open. We feel deeply. We feel the good very deeply, but we also feel the bad very deeply. But to be mindful of that, to be mindful of letting yourself receive, is also self-love. If we don't let ourselves receive, we close ourselves off to great change in our lives, great opportunities, great connection. Follow your inner guidance as well. So it will become clear once you silence the mind and the racing thoughts, and you meditate on it. Don't forget to ask the light that's around you, the spiritual team. Embrace the childlike wonder of life once again, and this will surely guide you to a happier outcome, to a happier state of being, and you deserve to be happy. Okay, I'll leave you there. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.